Warren Fiscal Court. Warren Fiscal Court, Friday, May 6, 2022, is now called to order. Want to welcome everyone here. Glad to see everyone. We have Esquire Mark Young is here to offer prayer, and I'd like to ask everyone to bow with Esquire Young for the invocation, and please stand as he'll lead us in the pledge immediately following.
Bow with me, please. Lord, we thank you so much for this beautiful morning that we have to enjoy. We thank you for the opportunity that we have this morning to gather together like this to take care of some of the business of the county. God, we pray that you will be with each one of us as we take part in court this morning. We thank you so much for all the visitors that are here, those watching, those that are involved in county government. God, we thank you for the blessing we have of living in Warren County, for all the good things, a place where so many people enjoy life. We thank you for that. We ask you to be with those that are less fortunate, those that do not have the quality of life that we do. God, we do remember your son. We thank you so much for him. We pray that we will live our lives in service to you. We ask you to bless the proceedings this morning as we look to take care of the business of the county, and we do that with you in mind. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Esquire Gorman.
Here.
Esquire Payne.
Here.
Esquire Young.
Here.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Here.
All righty. We need to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting of April 22nd, 2022.
Motion.
Motion by Esquire Cummings, second by Esquire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Okay. If there are no objections this time, as a courtesy to several people who are here, I want to move item number 33 and 36 up in the agenda. Item number 33 is to approve the determination in the amount of $7,827.01 to Newcastle Fence to erect a chain link fence as dividers for the conversion and existing pickleball area at Griffin Park. There were 3 quotes solicited, only 2 received, and this is the lowest and best quote. Motion by Esquire McWhorter, second by Esquire Cummings. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 36 is to approve determination in the amount of $64,000 to Reynolds Sealing and Striping. This is a Kentucky price contract pricing for the resurfacing and converting the space next to the existing pickleball court at Griffin Park and add 4 more courts.
So moved.
Motion by Esquire Gorman, second by Esquire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
It would be interesting for everyone to know that during the, and I'm sure you all have heard this already, but during the COVID response and shutdowns and so forth. Fastest growing sport were tennis and pickleball. And pickleball is continuing to grow at amazing rates. And we're very happy we could get this done. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. Comer? Thank you.
So we encourage everybody. I would like to thank Drew Fulkerson and Doris Scannell. If you'll remember, several years we came up here and we were able to get our first ever 4 pickleball courts out at Basil Griffin Park. Drew and all the pickleball community has worked really hard. They've created an outdoor pickleball league, and it starts, I believe, on May the 12th, and is going to run through June the 16th. You can sign up and find out more information on our website. But the community has responded hugely to pickleball. We now have over, with these 4 additional outdoor courts, Drew and the pickleball community will be able to play 8 courts under the lights at Basil Griffin Park, including all the different courts that we have at our other facilities. So we really appreciate their support, and we hope people continue to play pickleball. And they've got a cool logo, so feel free to come out and play with them. And we appreciate the support.
Thank you, Mr. Comer, and thank all of you all. You know, at the end of the year, I may take up pickleball myself.
Don't break it.
Jody Richards says it's a great sport. Thank you all. Thank you for being here. Okay. All right, item number 5 on the agenda is to approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 6 is to approve personnel changes for Warren County.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 7 is to approve second and final reading of Ordinance 2222, an ordinance for the County of Warren, Kentucky, authorizing and approving the issuance of taxable industrial building revenue bonds in one or more series and/or denominations to be issued over a period of years in an aggregate combined principal amount not to exceed $4 billion, the proceeds of which shall be used to finance the acquisition, construction, installation, improvement, commissioning, and equipping of industrial building facilities to be leased to Envision AESC, US LLC, its affiliates, successors, and/or assigns, authorizing and approving lease agreements, payment in lieu of taxes agreements, bond purchase agreements, and if required, and such other related documents, certificates, and agreements, and authorizing such other actions necessary or required related to the issuance of any series of these bonds.
Motion.
Okay, motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Okay. Any questions or discussion?
It's a good day for Warren County.
It is a good day, and you all recognize when we sell them bonds, these industrial revenue bonds, taxable, these have no effect on us. We have no obligation as a county, and it actually says that within the ordinance. These are all underwritten on the strength of the company itself. Okay, we have any other questions, discussion? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter.
ma'am.
Item number 8 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2223, rezoning property located at 0 and 184 Rich Pond Road from residential estate and general business to general business containing approximately 2.7484 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Rich Pond Grove LLC in care of Leslie Carter.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 9 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2224 rezoning property located at 1055 Glen Lily Road from agriculture and floodplain to townhouse and multifamily residential and floodplain containing approximately 19.4701 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Paul D. Reels Jr. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Further discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter.
Item number 10 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2225 rezoning property located at 0 and 844 Aaron Road, 0 Disman Stone Road, and 0 Rich Pond Rockville Road from agriculture and residential estate to single-family residential containing approximately 127.1725 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Thomas R. Hunt Investment Properties LLC, Talbot Place, and at Talbot Placing Inc., and Ellen B. Gerard.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2226, rezoning property located at 0 New Cut Road from agriculture to residential estate and containing approximately 28.1129 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Chantham Builders LLC, Alex and Logan Thomas.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second.
second by Squire Young. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve first reading of ordinance 2227, rezoning property located at 888 Old Zion Church Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 1.30 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Joseph F. and Nancy Crafton.
On a roll. Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 13 is to first reading of ordinance 2228, rezoning property located at 0 Elrod Road, approximately 11 100ths of a 11 100ths miles from Hunter's Crossing Way from agriculture to single-family residential, containing approximately 1.189 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Denny L. and Elizabeth Van Arsdale.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter.
ma'am.
The next item is to approve first reading of ordinance 2229, rezoning property located at 0 Cemetery Road, approximately .09 miles from Castle Heights Road, from agriculture to residential estate, containing approximately .33 plus or minus acres, and presently owned by Blue Jay Properties LLC and Elizabeth Valadez. Pronounce it for me, Squire Gorman.
Elizabeth.
It's Elizabeth Valadez.
Okay, there you go. Do I have a motion to approve this? Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
My apologies for mispronouncing someone's name. Next item is to approve first reading of ordinance 2230, rezoning property located at 0 Old Mount Pleasant School Road, approximately .19 miles from H.E. Johnson Road, from agriculture to residential estate, containing approximately 15.7912 plus or minus acres, and presently owned by Custom Design Build LLC, care of Darrell Oliver. Motion by Squire Cummings. Second, Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 16 is to approve County Road Aid Cooperative Program Agreement and Resolution 2209, adopting and approving the County Road Aid Co-op Program contract between Fiscal Court and Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 17 is to approve termination in the amount of $28,616.98 to Legacy Outdoor Equipment for two Ferris mowers at Kentucky Price Contract pricing, and they'll be used for the I-65 beautification team and others for the downtown team. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 18 is to approve a 8% cost of living adjustment for all employees of Warren County.
Motion.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings, and third by everybody. Okay. All right. Obviously, you all recognize that this is much higher than we ever have done before, and we've been competitive in every year as far back as I can recall. As a matter of fact, we've given above the CPIU in every year. However, this year is an anomaly. We don't know where the CPIU is going to end up. It seems to me to be higher than 8%, but that's what we felt that this was the least we could do for the employees. It's a difficult thing to do, but it's not something that we should avoid, because this is something that we should recognize, that our employees should recognize it based on what you pay when you go to the grocery or the gas station or anywhere else, that you're probably paying more than 8% increase on everything. Anyway, we want to remain competitive, and we want our employees to understand that we appreciate them. And therefore, that's the reason for this. I think all of you all concur. All of you are appreciative of this, but I know the state gave 8% this year, but let me just say, they haven't given any cost of living for years. So they're not quite making up for all the years that they passed. But anyway, we're happy that we can continue to at least meet the CPIU. No? Yes, sir.
I'm hoping that Jailer Harmon can keep some of his employees by us doing this. I know he's struggling with people leaving his department and everybody else.
He has been struggling, but so has the parks and the road department and everyone. I think the jail has had an uncommonly large amount of people that have been going to other opportunities, getting paid better. So this is certainly something that we want to do, that if we want to remain competitive and make sure that our employees know how much we appreciate them.
I want to say thanks to you and Greg to find the money to do this.
Greg, we knew where the money had to come from, but he did an extraordinarily good job on reallocating funds to accommodate this. Any other questions or comments or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, along those lines, I'm looking for
84.
the premium pay for the employees.
That's probably the misprint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I see why it's not on here. We have a misprint here that I'm absolutely sure that Brenda Hale did not cause. So I'm not going to blame her for this, but
Go ahead.
Smart man.
let me make sure this is on here correctly. As you all know, we have, last year we passed 2 tranches of premium pay for our employees. One was, I think, back in August of last year for $2,500 for each employee. This is a federally designated pay that you can give to your employees based on how much they worked on site, entered into contact with people during the COVID shutdown and so forth. But what we're doing now, besides those 2 tranches, the one last year and the one that's coming in December this year, we've added a 3rd tranche in there of $2,500 for each employee of Warren County. This, and I'll go ahead and give you what was supposed to be on here that somehow didn't get on here, regardless of whose fault it was, Brenda. But it's to consider and approve Warren Fiscal Court Resolution number 22. Why don't we make that 22?
Make it 13. Because
What?
make it 13 since we took that off the agenda.
2213?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
2213.
I think that's where the typo came in.
Ah, okay.
There were 2, and one's 13, one's 14, but there was some confusion.
Yeah. There were two ARPA fund items, and one got confused with the other. But this one is to consider and approve Warren Fiscal Court Resolution Number 2213, a resolution amending the Resolution 2127, which approved premium pay for essential county workers pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act. And this is, we've gotten this approved through the Stites and Harbison, through our attorneys, and through our financial advisors, Compass. So what this will do is this will make a third tranche of premium pay at $2,500 each to each of our county employees, and that will be in September of this year. I think it ends in August the 31st and should be paid somewhere in the neighborhood of the 15th or so of September. We try to time that so that it doesn't conflict with any of the quarterly reports. But also to give all of our employees the proper recognition and a little bit of additional ability to cope with the inflationary period that we're in and everything else. So any employee anyone who's employed on that date in August 31st, from this date to August 31st, who's still employed on that day will receive a third $2,500 ARPA fund.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Any additional discussion? I will get you a copy of exactly all the wording on it, but it's, we don't have a copy in here, do we? No?
You're a brave man.
Anyway, that's, we have a copy, we just don't have it in your packets yet, and I apologize. Anyway, that's the overall premise of it. It changes the dates of the December payment as well, but those are the only two things in there that basically change. It's the additional payment to all employees in September, and then changes the dates just so they don't conflict with the year-end dates and so forth, so they can be paid within the same year. Is that the final copy?
This is 2213, this is what,
Okay.
this is the essential workers.
Okay. This is for all essential workers, and that's, we do have a copy here that the county attorney has, and she will provide that to you, provide you all a copy. Sorry.
Hey, Judge,
Yes, sir.
just so there's no misunderstanding as well, elected officials are exempt from that. Just want to make sure.
Oh, yeah. Elected officials are exempt from this. So you guys
As they should.
aren't voting on anything for yourselves. These are for essential employees and not elected officials.
Good point.
Thank you.
And Judge, just another for the scope of this, for the public who might be listening and so forth, this equals to almost $1 million worth of funds that were given to our employees.
Yeah, yeah.
Total.
Right. And it's, well, actually, it's probably going to end up being more than that with the third tranche. So but it's going for all the right reasons, and at a time where all of the employees need it. We are obligated to provide services, fundamental government services for our constituents, for the citizens of Warren County. So we must have the good employees, good, well-trained employees are a real value. And by giving this additional fund, it should give them the ability to cope with the inflationary period that we're dealing with right now. a little bit better. Okay.
As
She's
far-
going to make you a copy, but, and after you read the copy, if you want to revisit it, we'll go back and change it. But I think I've given you exactly what's in there. Those are the only primary changes. The rest of it just states all the fundamental things, like whereas we did this back in last year and so forth. And whereas the ARPA provides you the ability to do this with the funds that were presented by the U.S. Treasury. So, that being said, there's no further discussion on this.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter.
ma'am.
All right. Now, as we transferred down, as I was looking for that, discovered what the problem was on your agendas, that probably caused the clerk to put the wrong, to omit the one premium pay that we were paying, because item number 44 is erroneously saying that we're providing one-time premium payment for active volunteer firefighters. That is not the case. This particular one will actually say that, well, let me see here. It will say a resolution approving the grant of funds to all Warren County volunteer fire departments pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act. And it goes over the reasons for it, and it just simply states that we are granting this to the volunteer fire departments, and that the first responders and firefighters that are on their roster will be part of the equation as to how much each department is receiving.
And that'll be 2214?
That will be 2214.
Okay.
Resolution 2214.
That's 13, they'll have a copy of what they've already voted on.
Okay.
Regarding the employees.
Okay. Now, you all understand, you all have a copy now of the 2213 in regard to the ARPA premium pay for the employees. And that's obviously what conflicted with, on your agenda, with the resolution to grant funds to the county fire departments, because they're both from ARPA pay, but one is premium pay and one is a direct grant to the individual fire departments. Is there any question about any of that from, I have two fire chiefs back here that, all right,
Make a motion.
okay.
Make a motion.
All right, we have a motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. I know that three of you all have talked to me about this for some time, and I think that everyone is in favor of it, but I know that three of you all at one time or another have talked to me about this, and I appreciate you bringing this to my attention, and we've found the way through the ARPA funding to do this.
We appreciate the volunteer firemen so much that this is only a small token of what we can do to help.
It is, but it is an allowable amount, and I think that we tried to articulate all the reasons why. I consider each and every fire department, volunteer fire department, in our county and in most counties, are independent, either LLCs or 501c3s. They're nonprofit organizations, but they work under the premise of county government, and they work for the benefit of all the county residents and anyone who in fact may be traveling through Warren County at any time. They will respond to accidents, they respond to fires, they respond to medical emergencies, and they do it on behalf of the county and their individual areas of the county. Anyway, they operate on our, in most cases, on our property, and in many cases, from the vehicles that we have purchased, and a lot of equipment that we've bought. But they also add to that through their dues as well each year, and they work to make sure that they have the resources to provide the services. But also they, and I think all of you all are aware of this, but they actually provide a reduction in insurance premiums for everyone outside the city limits of Bowling Green. Inside the city limits of Bowling Green, the city fire department provides a reduction. When I first came here, we were all 10s. All 9 fire departments were 10s. Now, I think they're all at least 6 now, aren't they? 5s? Some of them are 5. Some of them are 5s. I think 2 or 3 are 5s. But what that translates to for a property owner is that if you own a piece of property in the county and you're at a 10 rating, you would have been, say, $3,000 for that rating. If you're now a 6 or a 5, it's like $1,000 for that, for the same piece of property for your premium. So you save every single property owner in the county benefits financially from the hours of training that every single one of them put in order to remain active firefighters, and the dedication, their time away from their families, and all of the commitment and dedication that they demonstrate throughout the year benefits every single property owner to a great degree. Not only does it give them a stronger feeling of safety and security in their homes and on their properties, but it also provides a true financial reward to every single property owner. So anyway, I'm proud that you all brought this up, and I think that we're really happy to make sure that we get this. We have a motion and a second
Can I add
already.
one more thing?
Yes, sir,
Judge?
please.
I want to, first of all, thank you, and I'm going to echo what Rick said, that the county volunteer fire department is the backbone of our county. They play a vital and important role in everything that we do. This payment is a small token of our appreciation. I'm glad we're able to do that, but it's also to know that they deserve this. It's not a gift. This is something that they worked hard for, and I think they deserve every penny of it.
I totally agree, and a lot more, in fact. But you're right. It is a small token, and it's at a remarkable time where we actually have not only the resources to do it, but we actually have the legal right to do it this way. So, and that's because of the ARPA funds that come down to us from the U.S. Treasury for this type of purpose. Anyway, we have any other discussion, questions, comments? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. I thank you very much. Now that we've straightened out those two things, one got left off and one got changed to something other than what it was, you understand what
He's not letting it go, is he?
He won't let it go.
Well, you don't expect me to just bypass the opportunity
of
to
course not.
point out your faults and shortcomings. You don't have many, so I have to point them out when they... Okay, we're going to go back to item number 19 on the agenda. And that's to approve the reimbursement form from the Administrative Office of the Courts to Warren County in the amount of $832,662 for the Warren County Justice Center for the fiscal year 2023. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, item number 20 is to approve determination in the amount of $33,011.32 to ABI infield machine that will condition baseball fields. This machine was approved on September 10th of last year from Toro Sanpro, but they couldn't fulfill the order because they didn't utilize this type of special machine, so Toro canceled the order, and this is now a single source provider for this type of machine.
I'll make the motion.
Yes. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions?
Question I have for Chris, what we approved back on 9/10, was there a huge price, just curious what the price difference was from the 33 of this versus what we did on 9/10?
I believe the Toro unit, we've had Toro in our inventory for about 8 years, 8 to 10 years. I believe it was right at $28,000. The ABI machine is made out of South Bend. It's a unique machine that's actually taken the place of a lot of the Toro Sanpro units. They make it per order, so we're going to be able to get this machine a lot quicker, and then this will put an ABI machine in all of our regional parks. Right now, Fillmore Park is in need of a new machine, which was going to be the replacement for the Toro. Toro said they could not fulfill the order this year, so we're looking at it sometime in 2023, and to keep the fields.
About 5 more thousand.
Yep, about $5,000 more.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
I don't think this matters, but I think Toro would have canceled the order in 22, 4/6 of 22.
No, 21.
Huh?
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
they just now found another one.
Well, wait a minute. We approved it on 9/10,
Yeah, it was-
21.
Get on her again, Judge.
One of those dates is incorrect.
Well, 21 is when they canceled the order.
It
and that-
says we approved it here on 9/10
or
of 2021, and they canceled the order on 4/6 of 2021, which would have been a time traveler that did that.
They actually, yeah, they just canceled the order.
22.
And they said they couldn't guarantee order anytime within the next 12 months, so we went ahead and canceled that order out.
Okay, so they canceled it in 2022.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think that's what Squire McWhorter was correcting us on.
Yep.
Okay,
Not that it matters, just
good deal.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
yes, ma'am.
Item number 21 is to approve the modification of the hazard mitigation grant program for the safe room at Jody Richards School. This new contract will cost $6,675, no, excuse me, $6,675,538.40, and the date has been extended from June 30th, 2022 to June 30th, 2023. Okay, this is a hazard mitigation grant, and Diane, you want to give us an update on exactly what our cost will be on this? It's a big unit. I mean,
It is. This grant, we received the contract for this back in December, and you all approved that, I think, in January or February to get that signed. So because it sometimes takes FEMA a little while to review these projects, the original overall state grant was expiring this June 30th of 2022. So the state had submitted a contract modification to FEMA to extend that for another year. And so that amount that you see right here, the $6 million, that's the overall state amount for this disaster. That safe room is a little bit under $1 million. It's like 970 something thousand that will cost. So it's going to be a reimbursement grant. And we're just now working on that design phase for that safe room. And we did just find out that that disaster has run out of funds, so we might need to...
Was this House Bill 5?
No, this is from Disaster 4361, I believe. So that was from like 2 or 3 years ago, from a disaster that came through, and they had applied for this grant. So hopefully we can make the adjustments and still get this 900-person safe room built for the money that we have. If not, then we might need to figure out a way to get more funds in to get this completed.
And
But
our percentage of this overall grant would be?
13%, and they're using the land as a match, the value of the land where the safe room's gonna go.
Oh, good.
So that's how it was written. So you all
Good.
probably wouldn't even be having to pay anything at all for that, so.
And just
I'm
make
for-
sure
I'm
you
for
just
that.
say 900 people
Safe.
facility, safe room.
That was the original application, so now we have to see if we can still work with the amount that we have and how we can modify that to at least make sure we're still covering everybody needs to be covered, so.
This would be a densely populated area within the county that will really add to our ability to house people. We have 8, I think it's 8 units right now. Eight safe rooms at the parks and volunteer fire departments, and they came in really handy for the last few months, and this one would really add to our ability to protect people. And I understand the city is also, for the first time, getting into adding some safe rooms. So those shelters will be
And
appreciated by the people in the city limits of Bowling Green.
with the new disaster, we also submitted several more safe rooms for consideration to the state. So we should be hearing something in the next couple of weeks back on that, because they did meet this week and make their selections. So
Yeah.
as soon as we get those letters, I'll let you all know where we stand with the rest of the mitigation projects.
All right.
All right? Any questions?
Any questions?
Do a great job, man, always. Yeah, you really do.
Thank you all so much for your help on this and several other things.
I think there's a couple of more items on the agenda, so if you have any questions that we're working on, I'll come back up. All right, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, we have a motion to approve. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions?
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next item is to approve the determination in the amount of $5,818 to Comfort Systems USA for repairs to the HVAC systems at Moore Park and Old Alvin Gym. And they're the company that has our current service contract.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 23 is to approve Resolution 2210, granting participation in the Regional Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Gorman. Did you have anything else to add to that, Diane?
So number 23 and 24 kind of go together. The first resolution is to participate in that regional hazard mitigation grant application for your county specifically, and then number 24 would be to approve those associated costs. We came before the court, it was pre-COVID, so I know it probably seems like a long time ago, back in January of 2020, and you all had approved that resolution. Of course, with inflation and everything else, the costs have gone up a little bit. So now that the project was selected by the state and we have to make the full application to FEMA, we're just coming back around to all the counties to see if they still wanted to participate in this project, to get a weather station in their county. The location is of your choosing, and the price has gone up from $845 for your 13% to $975. And then that annual fee of $500 after the first year would still stay the same. I did go ahead and drop off all those handouts again to everybody, just to remind you about that project. And so I think you already have maybe one weather station or two in the county already. So do y'all have any questions?
Questions, anyone? Let's call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Approve Resolution 2210, granting participation in the Regional Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. What's that? Oh, that's that. Okay, we got the HVAC. Okay, approve Resolution 2211, authorizing the cost associated with the weather station at Warren County.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 25 is to approve cost of lighting through Warren Rural Electric for the Southern Gateway I-65 sign. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
What's it gonna cost to do that, you know?
I'm sorry?
Do you know what it's gonna cost?
Do we have a cost?
It's a reimbursement. $160.
Okay, never mind.
Cost for the lighting? Are you talking about the utility bill?
What?
What are you talking about, the lighting?
Uh-huh.
It's already done. It's already paid for. I mean, the utility bill's like $90.
$90. So it could be more later,
That's what
depending on the season. Okay.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
I think there may be a little confusion.
I'm sorry?
Is this the place where I go to bids, or is this utility bill?
This is a utility bill.
Yeah, he said it's about $90.
Yeah.
It's $90.
Yeah. Item number 26 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $3,125.82 to IMPCO for the parts to rebuild the rock boxes on the dump truck number 7 and number 18 and replenish backstock. Both rock boxes have experienced quite a bit of salt erosion.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 27 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $1,092.16 to HTC for parts to repair the rock boxes on multiple dump trucks, 4, 5, 13, 14, and 15. Okay. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 28 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $1,242.35 to Diamond Equipment for the repairs to the Case 590 backhoe. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire
Yes,
Lawrence.
ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 29 is to approve Resolution 2212 to grant authority to make application for law enforcement to apply for funds for a project to be administered by Kentucky Office of Homeland Security. This grant will be for the vests, additional vests for the Sheriff's Department.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 30 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $1,718.10 for repairs to the John Deere 5055 tractor for the Parks Department. The fuel system was contaminated and bad diesel and came from the on-site diesel tank and had to get it repaired. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes,
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 31 is to approve the rental of the Soki Ice Rink in the amount of $129.46 from the Ice Rink Events. And it's a single source provider. It's the same people we get it from.
129,000.
Oh, excuse me, what'd I say? $129,046.
Do we?
Yeah, that's actually down a little bit from last year.
Do we know what we made off the ice rink, Josh?
Yes, we do, but I don't know that I have it here. Do you have it, Josh? Nikki would have that, but I did not come prepared to answer that question.
It's more than that, though.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a great event to have for Bowling Green, Warren County.
Oh, it's amazing. People appreciate
Enjoyed
it so
by
much.
thousands.
Yeah. Turns out a lot of people, not just from Bowling Green. I went down there one night a couple of years ago, and because the camera had gone out, so I couldn't check on it from my computer, so I ran down there to see if anything was wrong. Well, the camera had just gone out, which is all that was wrong, but I passed by all the cars in the parking lot and didn't see a single one that was from Warren County. There were some from Tennessee, some from Barron County, Simpson County, Allen County, Butler County. It was amazing. Yes, sir.
Thanks to the wonder of technology.
Yeah.
Roughly 150,000. So we usually bring in a little more than it costs to put on the event. So we're always running good and use that money to try to improve things year to year and replace Christmas trees and lights and things that it just takes to put on the program. So.
Thank you.
All right. There you go. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Okay.
Need a motion.
We have a motion. We have a motion to approve by Squire Young, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes, ma'am.
Gorman. Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 32 is to approve change order to Tetra Tech for FEMA Public Assistance Support Services in the amount of $53,320. This is not to exceed 78 to 6045, and this is a FEMA reimbursement. Motion to approve? Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Skipping down to item number 34 is to approve determination in the amount of $4,546 to Superior Fence for a chain link fence to expand the lot where the I-65 beautification division stores their trucks and trailers. There were 3 quotes solicited, there are only 2 received, and this is the lowest and best quote. Motion by Squire Gorman. Second, Squire Cummings. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we've got item number 35 is to grant authority to advertise for the construction of a concrete truck apron at the Roundabout at Small House Road and Elrod Road.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Payne. Everyone understands what a concrete truck apron is. Okay.
We built that a little small.
It's something we should have put in the first place, but we educated ourselves, or actually the trucks educated us on that we needed it. Okay. Right. No further discussion, please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 37, approve determination in the amount of $7,954.93 to Win Nelson for a sewer pump for Aviation Heritage Park, new museum building that's paid for through stormwater management.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 38 is to approve the best bid from Causey's in the amount of $2,821 for the 3 salvage vehicles that were approved surplus in court on March 21st of this year. Court gave the jail authority to sell these vehicles to the highest bidders.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young. Second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 39 is to approve the wellness program services proposal for Warren County, and this is no change in price. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire
Yes.
McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you're okay with sitting there. I think so. I think it'd be okay. Who knows? Item number 40. Make part of the record the Kentucky Department of Corrections Reentry Program Audit Report for 2022. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions?
Great program, Harmon, Jailer Harmon does down there.
He does a great job. Real proud of
And Judge, that's
Taylor Harmon.
He mentioned that Deputy Whitley Young did a great job on administering that entire thing and working with the state. So congratulations to Deputy Young for working through that, got the highest ranking score in the state, so that was great too.
Judge, could I offer a couple of comments on this?
Yes, sir.
We started reentry back before the state recognized a way to financially incentivize jails that participate. We offer 7 state evidence-based programs here in the jail. And even through COVID and our staffing levels, we've been able since July of 21 to bring in about $166,000 into our operating budget from these programs. Not every jail is participating, but we've got one of the highest number of programs that we do weekly with inmates enrolled in these programs. We are projecting to make about $300,000 this year if staffing levels increase a bit. Kind of going out on a limb with that, but we're working hard at it. The staff that work in this particular part of the jail, really throughout the jail, but in this particular part of the jail, were highlighted in this report. We've got an overall score of 94%. They spent a week with us, observing in every class with the deputies that facilitate these classes. And then Whitley Young, who has been with us quite a while, one of the best facilitators, not only here, but also recognized as the best one so far on all the audits they've done throughout the state. So really a great celebration for us. We needed some uplifting reports at this point, being short-staffed and what we're dealing with. So kudos to all the staff in reentry. This is also National Corrections Week, where all across the country, folks that work in corrections are highlighted for their work. So I want to get a huge shout out to all my staff here for all their dedication and hard work, especially through these last couple of really difficult years.
Well, y'all are doing a great job, and I also appreciate what y'all are doing in trying to help inmates to become employable upon leaving, and I know that the Workforce Development Board appreciates the working relationship they have with you.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 41 is to approve reimbursement of 2020 illegal open dump clean funds to Kentucky State Treasurer in the amount of $4,454.74. And this is the part that's remaining share, and all dumps were cleaned, and that $4,454 from 2020 is just now, because of apparently a computer glitch in Frankfurt, they're just now asking for that fund, those funds to come back. As far as this year's funds, we've utilized all of them and won't have a refund. We've utilized every dollar. Okay, so we have a motion to approve. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings. Esquire
Yes, ma'am.
McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 42 is to approve determination in the amount of $1,123.32 to effective mail marketing for Memorial Bricks and inserting and sealing and mailing the letters to Warren County residents for about the upcoming year's brick laying ceremonies. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 43 is to approve determination in the amount of $2,085.62 to United States Postal Service for postage for mailings in Warren County, to Warren County residents. Motion by Squire McWhorter. Second, Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Will the treasurer please present the claims to court?
General fund, $1,521,865. Road fund, $83,355. Jail fund, $280,342. And stormwater fund, $23,159. You have to answer any questions.
Make a motion, we pay the claims as submitted.
Motion by Squire Young, pay claims as submitted. Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sheriff Hightower.
You stepping out this morning?
That's right. Judge, I just want to thank you and Fiscal Court for the support for all of the county employees. Really do appreciate that. I want to thank the emergency management and our volunteer fire guys for yesterday's storms out in Alvaton and just their response out there and helping take care of the community out there in a lot of different ways. So, but just really do appreciate your all's continued support for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thanks for doing a good job. Ms. Yates, how are you? Are you all prepared for the upcoming primary?
We have worked every night till 9 o'clock this week, so we're getting there. We are getting there. Thanks to Chris, we'll be starting everything, going out to our early voting centers. On Monday morning, we'll be loading everything out, so we may have to work a little bit this weekend, but I think we'll have everything done. But I wanted to echo what the sheriff just said. I want to thank the courts for everything that you do for our office. Thank you for that. The increase and the ARPA money, it's amazing. It will be a definite appreciation in my office, so I want to thank you all for that. And all the county employees. I know it's a big deal for all of them, and we've all been struggling trying to keep our staff, so this will be a big help.
Every business is competing for the same people.
Exactly.
Everyone knows that, but the good thing is most of our employees are happy except for the fact that they're not making as much money as they can somewhere else.
You hate to lose a good employee for something like that, somebody that's well-trained, and so thank you.
Replacing well-trained people is an expensive endeavor, so
It is.
I appreciate that. Can you, for the benefit of everyone at home, restate the early voting times and locations, and let me make sure I also understand. You don't have to come in and lie about you're going to be out of town to vote early anymore, right?
You do not. But if you are out of town, indeed, during those early voting times and election day, we do have in-office voting going on right now. We will have it today and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Here in the courthouse?
Here in the courthouse.
Okay.
If you can navigate all the boxes in the office, but we do have it going on.
Okay.
Thursday the 12th, Friday the 13th, and Saturday the 14th will be our early voting days. It is 8 to 4:30. You can go to any of these 5 locations. Anyone can go to any one of them, and it will be Fillmore Park, Buchanan Park, Ephraim White Park, Living Hope Church, and Sugar Maple Square. And then on election day, on that Tuesday, we will be, of course, the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and we will open 3 more centers. In addition to those 5, we will have 3 more centers. We will have the new Cumberland Trace School, the Warren Central High School in their cafeteria, and then the UK Extension Office on Russellville Road.
Okay, so those are just for election day?
Those 3 centers are just election day. The 5 centers that I mentioned earlier are the early voting locations.
Okay, and that's the 12th?
The 12th, 13th, and 14th, 8 to 4:30.
Okay, 8 to 4:30, and that's at Fillmore, Buchanan, White, Ephraim White?
Living Hope Church and Sugar Maple Square.
And Sugar Maple Square. So at those 5 locations, you can start voting
on next Thursday.
Next Thursday, the 12th.
Yes.
And you say the 14th on Saturday as well?
Saturday as well.
That should make it a lot easier for a lot of
Exactly,
people.
exactly. If you can't get out to vote for everything, and they just closed the state portal where you could apply for an absentee ballot. That actually closed last week, or on Tuesday, so.
But if you can get out at any of these locations, 12th, 13th, 14th, or the
Any of those locations.
16th.
It's not precinct-based, it's not magisterial district-based, anything like that. Any of those locations, wherever you live, you can go
vote
to those locations.
just because you want to go vote.
That's exactly.
It's your
And we
right to
hope
do it.
everybody does get out and vote.
We do hope everyone gets out.
It's kind of like having that big party that you plan for and then nobody shows up. It's really tough. And Chris can tell you, this is a heavy lift, and thank goodness we've got them to help us with this. So it's a great opportunity for the county. I think we'll see. And we've said, this is not written in stone. This plan is not written in stone. We are going to adjust as we see need we may open more centers, we may, this is our first plan. And like I said, this is all changed elections. 2020 changed elections from this point forward.
Yeah.
So we came up with that plan. It seemed to work very well. I think the community had great response for it. So this is why we have mimicked some of it. We've made some other changes, and we will do that going forward. It just depends what works best for the community is what we want.
So there's early voting now, right here in the courthouse.
If you are, now there's the deal, there are restrictions with that on the early voting. You must be out of town the three early voting days
And
election day.
Okay. But then when you go those 3 early voting days, there are no restrictions.
There's
All
no
you have to do is be a
restrictions.
registered voter.
Just show up and be registered to vote.
If you're a registered voter in Warren County, you can come in from 8 o'clock to 4:30 on the 12th, 13th, or Saturday the 14th.
And the 14th, yes.
And you can go to any of those 5 locations, which I hope that someone from the newspaper will print in an article.
We're doing our,
I know
we
we're
have to
doing
do
advertising, too.
our ad that we put out, and that's coming out in this Sunday's paper as well. But I know they have been great to do our advertisement. We've tried to reach out to all of our media because things have changed. We sent out the postcard to all the voters. And like I said, we tried BKO and NKY. Everyone is doing their part to try to get all the announcements out.
Good.
Ms.
Good.
Yates.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes, sir, Mr. Gorman.
Add one thing, because there is some people confused about that. When you go in, of course, one of the new laws that was passed as well as the voter ID, so you have to show a form of ID. So that's why you can vote at Mike Buchanan and your spouse can vote at Ephraim White. It doesn't matter. When you show that ID, it pulls up your ballot for your precinct.
Yeah.
Whichever place you're voting.
It doesn't matter where you go, but there are some confusion, so trust me, where
It
you're
does.
registered to vote, that's the ballot that's going to come up and you'll be able
For
to
your
place
area,
it.
for your precinct, that's exactly.
Yeah.
There is where it's been very, and I have to say, our staff has done a wonderful job because we're actually going to have about 100 ballots at each. I mean, that's what we're
Yeah.
having to keep this staffed at every location. And if you live on the north side and you're voting on the south side, we've got your ballots there, so.
Yeah, but you got the ballot anywhere.
Absolutely, and part of our new equipment also
Yeah.
that our employees will operate solely is if we happen to run out of that specific ballot, we have the capability of printing it there. Only my staff will have that ability, but we will be able to do that. So you will be able to vote wherever.
Yeah, so if you live on the south side near Buchanan Park.
And you work
but you're gonna
somewhere
be,
else.
You're gonna be up in near the Trans Park or dropping off your
Absolutely.
child for a babysitter in the North Park, you can vote up there. Or you can go
Absolutely.
somewhere else and vote. You can go to
And I want to clear one thing
downtown.
up because a lot of people ask this question. With us using the new e-poll books, if you check in at one place, because people are like, well, what keeps somebody from going to place to place to place? The new system that we use, when you've checked in to vote, it'll come up. If you try to go somewhere else, it's going to say you've already voted. You're not you're not eligible to vote.
Right.
So it's great how that works. I know a lot of people are very concerned about that, but that is not an issue.
Well, it was in place at the last election.
Yes, it was.
And it was so
Yeah.
easy.
We've been using those for a couple of years, and
Yeah.
it really helps. And I mean, those update several times, you know, within minutes, we keep them up, I mean, it updates to it uploads that information. So as anybody would try to run to another center, it's not gonna work.
It makes sense to me.
Hey, let me,
I think this is cleaner than ever.
We hope so.
Easier.
We work very hard for this, so I think it's a great plan, but like I said, for some people that are very concerned that this is how it's always, we're gonna make those adjustments. We're always, you know, open to those suggestions.
Lynette, let me ask you, and you've explained this to me, but if you'll explain it to our folks, if you live in one district and you have changed addresses, explain that, please.
That will be, and that's determined, they will have to fill out a form stating that they have moved from one, but you will get the ballot from wherever you currently live. You will, let's say somebody was in Doug's district and moved to your district, then they are now in your district. They will fill out some paperwork, but they will get the ballot for your district.
I have a question. How are we doing on election workers? You got plenty?
We do. And of course, this is with early voting, it's harder as well because you have to staff, instead of staffing for one day, now you're staffing for 4 days, and then all the centers that we have. We've been very fortunate that a lot of our regular election officers are wanting to work those 4 days. We had our last training last night, but we do have an alternate list, so we're in good shape there. And with the vote centers, we learned in 2020 that we don't have to have as many. We were well staffed. We had 50 to 60 people in each vote center in 2020. We realized there were a lot of people that didn't have things to do. They were wandering around kind of looking for something to do. So we've realized now that we don't have to have that many people there. And it's not like normal when we had our 88 precincts that we had to have 4 people for each of those precincts. So it's gonna save some money for the county as well.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate
thank you.
All right. Okay. Taylor Harmon, you have anything else?
Judge, I want to also echo what the other department heads have said on behalf of all of the deputies here at the jail. We certainly appreciate the court recognizing that our people are our greatest asset that we operate with. And the increase in ARPA payments will definitely help us deal with the soaring inflation that we're seeing across the country. So thank you so much to the court, and even Greg. I want to say thanks to Greg. You know, Greg is always helpful for us, so we appreciate everything he put into making this happen, and we hope to keep the good employees that we have and attract a few new ones. We're about 17 employees down, so we're still all the time interviewing, hoping to find the next assets for our operation. So thank you again to the court for recognizing that and helping us in this time. And congratulations to all those, and good luck to those that are on the ballot in the primary. And thanks for all Lynette's hard work and her staff that are going to make it all happen. So, appreciate it, Judge.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Stephen. Mr. Comer.
I just wanted to thank again Fiscal Court and you, Judge. To me, the biggest investment we have in county government is our staff. And without the staff, there would be no Warren County Parks or any other department. So on behalf of the department, thank you. I also want to give 2 thank yous out. One is to Sheriff Hightower. He and I were talking before court, but being able to have our Parks Police Officer, John Bailey, through the Sheriff's Office assigned to us. John helped us again within the last 2 weeks on some issues, and it's an invaluable piece to our park system, having that support. So I want to thank Sheriff Hightower and the Sheriff's Office. I also want to thank Stephen Harmon. Without the inmate work release program, our staffing would be a whole lot more difficult. The election setup that we're doing, Stephen and his crew, and allowing us to have those work inmate teams, it's just, there's no dollar amount you can put on it. Also, a program that Stephen has allowed us to start, I hope it's okay, Stephen, if I mention this, but our downtown manager, Haley Carter, who I think does an outstanding job. We've just added, I think, Stephen, it's been 22 years since we've had this program, but we actually have a female community service worker working in the downtown division, and we're hoping to be able to expand that program. So Stephen, thanks for helping us out with that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Mr. Moore?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Well, are you just feeling good about me? You're going to leave me a little bit of...
I figured either I was going to have to cry or come and kiss you guys, since everybody else has already said thank you. I don't know what else to add.
Well, while you're here, I just wanted to you to pass along to Billy Joe Simmons, County Road Supervisor, a letter that we received. I'm writing you this letter of appreciation of work performed on Bettersworth Road. A lot of the hard work went into this job, and a lot of hours makes us, Hunt Farms, this is from David Hunt, really respect what the road department is all about, and thanks for the great job. So we get to get thanked, but he's
I will pass that along for sure. And most of you guys know, and I know Ron, you do. That road's a project that we need to consider some improvements in the future, but we knew this was the first phase, and so Billy kind of took the lead on saying, let's start this now, and so we were ready for the next phase. There's a lot of development going out there, potential school and those things happening as well. So we know we need to make some long-term improvements out there. So yeah, I will pass that along. Thank you very much.
all righty. Thank you, Josh. Mr. Pearson, I don't think he's on. Mr. Puckett, how are you?
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Judge.
Anything at all?
No, sir.
I know you are busy. Mr. Loving is not here. Ms. Lewis, PVA, Mrs. Susan Oliver Lewis, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Okay, well, I just want to tell everybody that we are in the open inspection period, so that is the time of the year that you can contest your assessment. It is from May 2nd to June 3rd, and we're there this Saturday from 8:30 to 12, and next Saturday from 8:30 to 12 as well.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to contest their assessment, they can call me. They can do it online by searching their property address, or they can send us an email.
Okay. All righty.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Appling isn't here. Okay. Mr. Appling, you on here? Nope. Okay. Mr. Peterson.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Markram is not here with us today. We have, I started to say two fire chiefs. We have two chiefs from different areas of the county. And do y'all have anything that you want to report? Anything going on that we need to know about, or the citizens need to know about?
Well, thank y'all.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, Jason. Okay. Let's see, we have Jamie Spinks Meredith here with us today. Or do you have anything you need to share with us? All righty. Okay. Squire Payne?
Judge, I'd just like to wish my wife a happy anniversary today.
Today's your, what is this? Do you mind saying which anniversary this is?
50.
50th anniversary. That's amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you.
Squire Lawrence?
Yeah, I just want to wish Tony a happy anniversary too.
Well, thank you,
Yes, sir. It's a big milestone. 50 years, you know, no one must be a saint for you for that long. But I also want to mention the AMVETS Post 130 is having their annual golf scramble on May the 14th. And I'd like to encourage anybody to come out and play in that if they could. It's all goes to a good cause. I think this is the 4th annual one, and it's always a really, really good time. There'll be food, there'll be everything that you can imagine. And then after the golf tournament, at the VFW, they'll be having kind of like an after party that everybody can come to.
Where is this?
The golf is at the Hobson Grove, or also on
Hobson
the
Grove.
Riverview Golf Course.
Okay, Riverview.
And that's on May the 14th. And then just after that is at the VFW over on Richardsville Road.
All righty. Thank you. And that's the 14th.
Yes, sir.
Squire Gorman.
Judge, just want to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. What a fantastic day that is. So happy Mother's Day. Also want to wish one of my #1 constituents, Joey Gorman, a happy birthday on Mother's Day. His May 8th. He'll be 30 years old. And also this weekend I'm excited. My future son-in-law is graduating from Indiana Law School. Tomorrow morning we'll be up there to see that happen. He has had a incredible career up there, and he's finished in the top 10% in that class, and so he's already found a job in the law field in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So we're excited about that. But so Jeff Ranger Jr., congratulations to him on that. We're excited about that.
Congratulations. That's great. Happy birthday to Joey.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
Squire Cumming.
I have several things here, Judge. First of all, happy 50th wedding anniversary to Tony. Sharon, she's the ceremony for her being sainted is like next week, so hope you come to that. We will not be meeting again until Soapbox Derby is in 2 weeks. On the 18th is before we meet again, will be the annual luncheon, sponsors luncheon, and ribbon cutting oil can race out at Fillmore Park on the 18th. Lunch will be 11:30. For those of you all who come out before and raced in the big boy races, oil can races is a lot of fun. And we would expect this being your last year as the official county judge to come out and challenge somebody in that race on the 20th. So I hope you all can attend that. I have a question for Greg. This might be inappropriate, but Greg, how are we doing on reimbursement from the city with our Operation Pride thing, or Beautify 65? I know we did a lot of code stuff. I'm just curious if are they paying us? And
Yeah, they pay us each quarter.
Okay, just
for their annual $150,000.
Okay, cool. I want to thank all you all for those who have reached out to me about my son Joshua. We go Tuesday to see what's next. We don't know what's next, but pray for all of us because we need it. A lot of unknowns, and it's scary for a parent of a 21-year-old, so just want to thank that. And last but not least, I do want to remind you, Election Day is, we already talked about elections, is important. Your civic duty as an American is to get out and vote, and I hope you all who's listening out there, everybody gets out and votes your candidate of choice, and appreciating consideration for me to stay in office for another 4 years. But most importantly, I hope everybody gets out and votes. So, thank you.
Thank you, and our prayers and thoughts are with you, and we hope that everything turns out well for Joshua, and that a non-eventful type of test. God bless him.
Thank you.
Squire Young.
Thank you, Judge. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate my oldest grandson. He will be graduating from Western at 1 o'clock today. So,
all right.
Congratulations to Copeland Crump for all the hard work. Happy Mother's Day. And Tony, just shut up. For all the lies you told that woman. That woman, yes, she should be seen. Thank you.
Squire McWhorter.
Happy anniversary, Tony. I'll get there hopefully in a year, 1 year and a month or so. I'd just like to say I'm happy of the way we have conducted this court meeting to our employees of the county, that hopefully this will help them through any kind of financial hardships. I don't know if it's enough, but hopefully it's a start anyway. And I would like to, I'm so happy to be on this court. We have done so many good things, and I'd like to continue. Sorry for my emotions, but I mean that sincerely. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ms. Milliken.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you to everyone who voted on the ARPA fund and the raises for all of our employees. We do have some really hardworking employees, and I know they greatly appreciate that. Thank you for all your hard work and your leadership on that. Thank you to Lynette and to Chris for all your hard work on getting the election together. I know that is a feat, and so we appreciate everything that you all do. Happy Mother's Day to my mother, who is seated to your right, the best of me. Happy anniversary to Sharon and Tony. Congratulations on that. That's an awesome event. Congratulations. I also want to send a huge shout out to Jailer Harmon and all the deputy jailers to celebrate National Corrections Week. I know you all know how hard they work, but during COVID, they really went above and beyond. They worked tirelessly to make sure the courts operated seamlessly. And I certainly credit them for all their hard work in that and want to celebrate them and thank them. We see you and we hear you and we appreciate you. So thank you for everything that you do. Ron, our prayers will continue for Joshua, that you get a good news and good result. And also want to send my deepest sympathies out to Barbara Watt and all of her family, a huge loss for Oakland, Kentucky, and all of Warren County. And so we certainly want to think of her as they lay her to rest today.
We do, our thoughts are with the Watt family, and Barbara is a particularly outgoing person who was always a great friend to me, and I'm sure to you and everyone else in Warren County. And we certainly mourn her loss. Speaking of Stephen Harmon, since I don't know if he's still on here or not, I'm going to go ahead and say something nice about him anyway. He's done an outstanding job. We've always had a respect for our corrections officers, but certainly at the emotional period through COVID, everyone was under stress and everyone was under the gun to do different things, to be thoughtful in how you protected yourself to protect others, and also how you tried to protect your business and your livelihood during all this. But Jailer Harmon and all correction officers for that matter really were under an extraordinary amount of stress and responsibility when you have that many people that you're responsible for their custody and control and their safety and their health, and it's a big challenge. And anyway, we just wanted you to know, Stephen, if you're listening, that we appreciate you. Yeah, I see you're on here. I wouldn't have said it if I thought you were still on. But anyway, thank you. Great job.
Amy's was more sincere than yours, Judge. Is that
Well, you saw through that?
Thanks, Judge. Appreciate it.
All right. Mr. Burrow?
Thank you, Judge.
Judge Smith?
I wanted to say congratulations to Tony for his anniversary, and I hope everything goes good for Ron's son.
Yes. Miss Hale, the one who changed everything around on the agenda.
Well, happy anniversary to my two daughters, not anniversary, but Mother's Day, and to all mothers. And I hope Joshua, everything turns out well for him. And happy anniversary to Tony and Sharon, because I love these two. And condolences to Barbara and Billy Watt, who are great friends of mine. Big loss.
Did you feel the sincerity in that?
Excuse me?
She said she loved you.
I love a lot of women.
And he still stayed married for 50 years. All right, you're almost there. certainly congratulations are in order for Tony anyway. And I do want to wish my mom a happy Mother's Day and wish my wife a happy Mother's Day and my daughter-in-laws and my granddaughter and all the mothers in my life that make my life more important and more interesting and more fun. But these are all women that take care of me on a regular basis when I'm not at work. And then Judge Smith and Clerk Hale take care of me here. And then, of course, Miss Millica and Miss Meredith take care of me, keep me out of trouble. Or at least they try. That's right. So happy Mother's Day to all of you all. Is there any other business to be brought before this body? If not, let me just say, first of all, our next fiscal court meeting is May 20th at 9 a.m. here, May 20th, 9 a.m. Happy birthday to Mason Hamilton, who's going to be 25 in a few days here. Lynn Martin. Is everybody born on May 14th? Lynn Martin is having her 25th birthday, and Mason, and then Parker Thomas, who really is his 25th birthday. But anyway, happy birthday to all of you all. And do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire McWhorter.